looking at Sonia's photographs.
In Mexico.
Oh, fabulous.
I've heard that you don't need anything to get in.
Let's begin. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And we shall continue this afterwards, no doubt. Hi, Louise. So today, firstly, obviously, New Year. So everyone hope it's a prosperous one and one of health. Important to start looking after your health. And we're getting quite a lot of people who seem to be suffering from just undue amount of anxiety, just undue amount, to the point that it's affecting their children, and their children themselves are in this kind of anxiety mode. And I think we need to bring some understanding that, look, what's going on and what it's doing to you and what you can do to step out of it. You have a choice. You have a choice, right? But to exercise that choice, you have to first realize what's going on. Right? So the way it works is like this. Anxiety, the basis of anxiety is always to do with the future. Always. You can't be anxious about the past. You can only be anxious about the past if you've done something wrong and you're going to get caught in the future. Yeah. Otherwise, you can't be anxious about the past. So to be anxious, you need a future. Now, with a future, there are two things that come. One is for things to be different from now. That's why you want a future. And two, there's a hope. And where there is hope, there is always fear. Because you might not get the hope. Right? So you can see how fear is generated. And it's generated because we are uncomfortable in where we are, in what we are experiencing right now. We are uncomfortable in that. We call that dukkha. We call that suffering. I am uncomfortable in myself with what I'm experiencing with life around me. That's making me feel unsettled, unpleasant, suffering, painful, distressful, stressful. All of these words are just other descriptions of what stems from anxiety, from fear. That's all it fear. From fear, all of this comes out. Now, why does this matter? Well, you have two, your brain, my brain, everyone else's brain is geared to self-protect you, always. You will always want to protect yourself. So you'll always want to look after yourself. So you will always give yourself reason to do certain things. Why certain things aren't possible? Because you're trying to protect yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to see what is real and what is manufactured. Right? If I place you from one crisis to another, to another, to another, to another, then you're always going to be in fear. Think about it. We need 2 weeks to flatten the curve. 2 weeks. And how many variants have come up? And how many have been discovered around the corner? So we begin to realize that it's just one crisis after another, after another, after another. But the earthworms are still there. The sun still rises, still rains. Everything is as it should be. But I experience fear. I experience anxiety. Why is that? It's because we believe what we are told. That's all it is. If we constantly surround ourselves with information, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. There are only two things you can do. Either you believe that, in which case you will go into fear, or you ignore it because life has always been like this. When you were a teenager, you had different issues, but fear was fear. The same tactics have been used over and over again, and you begin to see it. Now, those who are using the tactic have their own agenda. That's up to them. But the important thing is that if you are in the fear space, if your mind is projecting to the future, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, then your body's heart rate, blood pressure, cortisol, adrenaline, everything you can think of. Your nervous system is jarred. Your blood system is polluted with new hormones. You have like 30,000 things going on in you. And all we do is just keep that going every day, every day, every day, simply by watching or hearing the same fear language. So it's important to recognize that you have a choice. You have a choice either to believe Santa Claus exists or it doesn't. That's your choice. And your choice will determine how you act with it. How you act. So if you believe that, yes, I am in constant fear, I am in constant danger, and everything's trying to get rid of me, everything's going to kill me. If I touch something, I'm going to be contaminated. I'm going to test myself every hour. Well, what if I diagnosed, but the very breath that you're having is contaminated with viruses? And we can demonstrate that. And you have to test your breath before you can go out. When will you realize it's a scam? How far does it need to go? There's some things you can't reverse. So it's important to know you have a choice. Now, the crux is, how do we deal with this fear thing, right? The only way to deal with fear is to become present. That's it. You may still feel the effects of fear, but you separate yourself from it. Your flight response system begins to slow down. Your adrenaline comes down. Your cortisol comes down. Your heart rate changes. And with this, your brainwave changes. All of this is now mapped. All of this is now shown that these are the changes that take place simply through 8 weeks of meditation. Forget about anything else. 8 weeks of meditation will change your brain in ways that a whole lifetime couldn't. So, how do we come out of fear is first recognize the story we are telling ourselves. What's the story? And then you believe the story. So the choice is yours once again. The choice is yours once again. You have the control to recognize that your mind is like a projector. It just projects information. It's not you. It's not you. It's just the content in the mind. It's just the content in the space you call you. But it's changing constantly. But the you, the overall container, never changes. This is the bit that you never change. This is your essential self. So meditation allows us to go to swim from one side to the other, to swim across the content of our mind. And the way we do that is to bring our focus to the present moment. Now, in Western vocabulary, words like mind, consciousness, awareness are interchangeable. They're interchangeable. So you can use the word brain to describe the mind. You can use the word awareness to describe consciousness. But those for each one of those words, and more, and many more that are not even known in the vocabulary, right? So meditation allows us to first go beyond the content of our mind, come to a space which you will recognize is always the same. It's always peaceful there. It's always still there. There's only you there. There's a level of unchanging space. It's always still there. There's only you there. There's a level of unchanging space in there. And it's your experience. And every time you come back to it, it's exactly the same. So what does that tell you? If something doesn't change, whether you go back to it after 24 hours or you go back to it after 10 days, and it's the same, what does that tell you? Doesn't that tell you that there's something in you that never changes? There's something in you that is beyond all of this. This is where humanity is now coming to begin to understand that it ain't the mind. We've got to come out of this crisis space. You've got to come out of it. Because if you don't, it'll just bring you further and further down. There's no two ways about it, because that's how this energy works. Brings you down. So we have to recognize it. Recognizing it is the first step. The second step is, what can I do to come out of it? And these are the things I can do. Present moment. How to become present. And by becoming present, we learn that the mind is nothing more than content, information that comes in symbols, colors, and we make meaning of it. We give it meaning. Look, someone buys a red car, right? Brings it over to your house and says, check my red car out. After that, you will begin to see a lot of red cars. Why? Because your focus. Whatever you put your focus to becomes your reality. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Put your focus on things that are always changing. Your reality will always be unstable. Doesn't matter what it is. Relationships, job, money, work, doesn't matter what it is. It's always changing. So if you put your focus on that, this is my reality, it's never stable. It's always up and down. There's always some crisis going on at some stage. But if you recognize that other reality that is unchanging, that is you, that's your essential space, and you can tap it every so often, you will begin to realize that not can you just get over fear and anxiety, they are neither here nor not there, but more importantly, you actually contribute a significant amount to your health, significant amount. And you only know this after you do it. Can't know it before, right? So it doesn't happen immediately, but it happens a few weeks' time, but you will begin to notice it. And then all sorts of other things emerge about you that you would have never thought. Absolutely. As Ruth is our living testimony to that. So, anxiety, fear, distress, all of these things, these are emotions. All of these emotions can be divided into two groups: healthy emotions and unhealthy emotions. Healthy emotions are those emotions that give a space within you that are health inducing, right? Meaning they will keep you healthy. Unhealthy emotions are those emotions that will change your body, which then becomes unhealthy. So it's not the emotion that's bad. Because sometimes anger is good. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. We need it. But when we live in it, it becomes our disease, right? So two categories of let's call it feeling. Two categories of feeling, those which are healthy, those which are unhealthy. That's all there is to it. what determines whether it's healthy or unhealthy is how we judge something. If you judge something that you don't like, then you want to get away from it or push it away. Becomes your fear or anger. If you judge it, if you judge it, if you judge it to be immaterial, you won't react. And if you judge it, you like it, you want more of it. So the whole process begins with you. But because we are so in it, we don't even see when we're making these decisions, these choices. So with meditation, yes, we get round the fear and all that stuff. More importantly, we begin to get a clarity, a way of looking at what the mind is doing so we can discern what's real and what's a story you're telling yourself. And the story that you tell yourself is only one of two. Either you're a victim or you're a bit of a hero. And it's either to do with the past or to do with the future. That's it. That's the little drama. We all play that. And either we can live in this drama or we can step out of this drama. Learn to step out of this drama. So that's the basis of our meditation. Okay? So, shall we begin? Okay, so as usual, it's normally good if you are able to sit with your back straight. It's normally good. If you tend to lie down and do this, people tend to fall asleep quite quickly. So it's useful to sit up and do this. If it's too hot, we can switch things off. Maybe. Do you think you could switch that off? Just press the yellow button in the middle. Thank you. Okay, so if we just pull your back up straight, you close your eyes, close your mouth, pull your shoulders back. And as you draw a breath in, you become aware of yourself as a body, as a physical body. And you take a few moments to notice your posture. So notice your posture. And as you notice your posture, you may find that there are parts of your body that feel maybe a bit more uncomfortable or draw your focus because there's a tightness, an itch, an ache. See if there's anything like that within your body at the moment. All we need to do is just locate it. No comment, no judgment. As you draw your next breath in, bring your focus to the chair or the floor that you're sitting on. Notice how well your physical body is supported. Wherever you're sitting, embed it in the moment of now. So the breath you can have is the only breath that's in front of you. The ground that holds you is the only ground that can hold you at this moment. So just allowing ourselves to locate ourselves. And if you feel warm, whatever temperature around you is the only environment that you can be in. So just begin to recognize that you are, in fact, like you and I, embedded in this moment. Embedded in this moment. And you will notice that when your body makes contact with the chair or the floor, that there are some sensations within the body. See if you can bring your focus to them. Notice where your body makes contact with the chair. Become aware of your hips. Move your focus down your thighs. From your knees, move down to your ankles. Notice your feet. And then notice the soles of your feet as best as you can. Bring your focus back to the chair or the seat you're on. Notice that the back is straight. As you breathe in, you bring your focus gently up your back. So you become aware of your lower back. Take your time. Up towards the middle back. And then as you breathe in, bringing your focus gently up on every breath in until you come to your shoulder blades. And then finally at your shoulders. Parts of your body. Bring your focus down towards your elbows. Down towards your wrists. Becoming aware of your palms. And then the fingers. When you're ready, bring your focus up towards your eyes. Notice that the eyes are closed. And you have awareness of darkness. Recognizing yourself as awareness. Recognizing yourself as awareness. It is not that you have awareness, you are awareness. Awareness of the darkness. And as you breathe out, allow this part of the body to relax and soften, bringing your focus to your mouth. Notice your tongue. Allow it to soften. Notice the roof of your mouth. And as you breathe in, allow your face to relax. Coming back to your breath. And as the breath comes in, once again, become aware of the body as a whole as best as you can. Notice how the body feels. Physically, your posture. On your next breath in, bring your focus to your inner space. And by this we mean how we feel, our thoughts, our inner space. Have a look at your thoughts. Inner space. Have a look at your thoughts. What kind of thoughts are you having? no judgment. Are there any thoughts there? And if they are, what are they? How does your mind feel, this mental space? Does it feel tired? Does it feel irritated? Does it feel relaxed? Bringing your focus to your chest. Hold your focus on the surface of your chest. And you begin to notice the movement of your chest in rhythm with your breath. Notice there are sensations that accompany the movement of your chest. Subtle, but around your chest, even around your back. See if you can move your awareness a bit deeper into yourself, like right in the middle of your chest. And as you hold your focus there, listening to how you feel right now. Do you feel settled? The moment of now, do you feel settled? Do you feel unsettled? Is this moment enough? Or is there something missing? On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Allowing the sounds to come to you. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Your intention and commitment to hold it there with a little bit of effort. Allow the breath to breathe by itself while you watch it. Noticing the in-breath as it comes in, noticing the out-breath as it goes out. And every time you find you're distracted, you've started thinking, bring your focus back to your breath. Watching the in-breath coming in, watching the out-breath going out. Stay with your breath. Notice the in-breath has a start and an end. Out-breath has a start and an end. Watching the start, end of your in-breath, watching the start, end of your out-breath. Allow your breath to breathe by itself. Stay with your breath. Breathing in, you know you're breathing in. Breathing out, you know you're breathing out. Notice there are 4 parts to your breath. Your in-breath comes in, stops. There's a little gap. Out-breath goes out, stops, gap. See if you can notice these 4 parts of your breath. Stay with your breath. Begin to follow your out-breath all the way till the end. Notice when it finishes. With every out-breath, allow your body to relax. Your focus becoming deeper and deeper into this moment. Stay with your breath, following it all the way till the end. Stay with your breath. Notice how your breath has changed now. Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? Does your breath feel light or does it feel heavy? Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel long? Does it feel short? Stay with your breath. Does your breath feel warm or does it feel cold? Coming to listening to our breath. See if you can listen to the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, as best as you can. Does the in-breath sound the same as the out-breath? Does the start of the in-breath sound the same as the end of the in-breath? Listening. Simply listening to your breath can revolutionize your life. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. And then when you're ready, gently opening your awareness, allowing other sounds around you to come to you. Listening, including the sound of your breath. Listening. Following the sound as far as you can. Listening. Notice your experience. How does it feel? Does it feel peaceful? Does it feel still? Does it feel silent? Do you feel safe in this space, within yourself? Notice the absence of time. Notice while everything around you is changing, you remain still. The absence of fear, the absence of hate, and all life is just simply happening. The breath breathes by itself. Everything around you functions by itself. While you remain still, see if you can recognize that. Gently bring your focus back to your breath, sitting with your breath. Simply sitting with your breath, sharing the silence with everyone else. Adding some peace to the cosmic sound. On your next breath out, gently expand your awareness, becoming aware of your body once again. Notice your posture. Notice how the body feels. Bring your focus to whatever you're sitting on. Notice that you're still held in place. Sensations within your body. You can sense your thighs gently moving down towards your ankles, coming to your feet, and then the soles of your feet. Bring your focus back to the chair or your seat. And once again, notice the back is straight, the body is still. Bring your focus up your back, towards your shoulders. From your shoulders, we go down to our arms and our hands. Notice they are comfortable. Notice that your eyes are still closed. Your mouth is still closed. Your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. As you breathe in, you can sense yourself. As you breathe out, you can sense yourself. Sensing the body on the breath in, sensing the body on the breath out. Allowing that peace to emerge throughout the body. And when you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time.